What is going on, everybody? I'm Spencer Tillis.
And I'm Haley Mylon.
I'm Trayvon Miles.
And this is the Delmarva Sports Insider. Coming up in just a bit in today's episode, high school football is back here on the shore. Cambridge looking to get their season started off with a win, and they were playing Trace Indians. That's normally a good place to start. We'll have highlights of that one in a minute.
Delaware State football opened up on Thursday night against the University of Delaware. We'll get you caught up on the Hornets as they begin their season.
That's right, and today, it's final cuts in the NFL. One guy that made a living here shredding things up on Saturdays will now move his game onto Sundays.
That one is a big story. Yes. Big congrats out to him. We'll get to that in a minute first, but like I said, we got to start with some high school football. It is finally back.
Yes.
A number of games going on. Sorry if you're in Delaware. You guys still got a week, but we'll get to you guys soon enough. But week one was going on right here on the shore for all of our Maryland teams. Already a number of surprising outcomes, of surprising games. And the game that I thought was going to be the game of the week was over in Centerville. Not so much, really, as Queen Anne's. I apologize to you deeply for what happened. Last year, you guys lost 49-48 to Kent County. I thought we might see something similar. We did not. The Lions came to play and made a statement in this thing. Mike D'Angelo takes it in on the QB keeper right here. One of his 2 running touchdowns on the day. Then he showed off the legs that time. This time he shows off the arm, drops in a perfect pass to Tyler Bonner, and the big tight end goes in from 40 yards out for the score. Only a matter of time until something like this was going to happen. Marquand Green hits the B button, the C button, bounces it to the outside, presses the turbo, and just goes off for the touchdown. That was about one of the only highlights for Kent County on the day, as this thing was all about Queen Anne's. Jaquel Gardner goes in for the easy score right there, and listen to the Lions roar last night, 58-14 the final. And like I said, first off, my bad, y'all in Centerville. I apologize for all that. I really did not think that was going to come. I didn't see any of that right now. I thought Marquand Green was going to make a difference in this game. And I tell you what, the biggest play of the game, he did involve, but we'll get into that in a second. The Lions, really impressive, man. Hats off to what they were doing right there. But like I said, the biggest play happened in the game, but it happened when the outcome really was already in hand. The Trojans, they were getting blown out at this point, and a pass deep, it gets picked off. And checks out the Lions, go ahead and start running this thing back, and then all of a sudden they run into a brick wall, a brick green wall, I should say. Marquand Green comes in and steals that man's soul for a second right here as he just basically decapitates him. You know, the most ridiculously hard hit I've seen in a while. But he gets ejected for that play. Take another look right here. Hard to tell. He does not jump. I mean, he leads with his shoulder. They say it was helmet to helmet. That was the reasoning. Either way, the end result is the same, regardless of however you look at it. Now that he has been kicked or thrown out of that game, he's going to miss next week's game, which all of a sudden looks like a big game. They're playing another 1A team in Washington that they would have been heavily favored with Green, if you ask me, by a couple scores. You take him away with the way that the Jaguars look this year, or so far this season. All of a sudden, that's a pick-em type matchup, and if they lose that game because he got kicked out of this one, that is going to really shake up things in the 1A.
Something that the Bayside, something that the Bayside really needs to take a look at. I don't agree with sitting a guy out. You know, that probably was a personal foul, but I'm calling for that not.
I mean, they stopped play for 5 minutes. I mean, that was no joke. That was pretty scary there on the field.
I'd just say it was a grown man's tackle. I don't know why we're,
These two are going to practice after the show, grown man's tackle.
All right, guys. All right. Well, I got the awesome privilege in week one already to head to Cambridge, thank you, where the Vikings were taking on who else but Y-High. The Vikings already leading by a touchdown before the whole offense faked me out, and C.J. Brummel scooting 11 yards into the end zone. Cambridge would take a 21-6 lead into the break. The Y-High defense showing a little, and I mean a little, life in the second. Sylvester Modesto going to get into the backfield and get the sack. He would be okay, but Cambridge kept trucking away. Trey Lake going to get into the end zone. He finished with 160 yards on the ground and that score. As a matter of fact, 5 Vikings moved the ball past the goal line for scores 5. Hey, as a matter of fact, there's one more. Touchdowns for everybody. Cody Ruark is into the end zone as well. The Vikings almost made them put a comma up on the scoreboard. They win this one by a final of 61-24. And first of all, I said I was going to do this. I cannot get over how horrible Y-High's helmets are, okay? I don't want to take away from the game, but Coach Hansen, if you are watching, please change these helmets. You look good, you play good, right? As a respectable alumni, I'm gonna let you guys.
I was gonna ask, where's your Y-High shirt today?
It's not here right now, but a few takeaways from this game, guys. First of all, game number 1, Cambridge did win this game. They were supposed to win this game. They're the better team than Wahai on paper and on the field. Their running game, to me, looks like it's already in midseason form. Not only Trey Lake, we're talking about C.J. Brummel with 4 touchdowns yesterday.
Yep. We're
talking about Taj Moloch, who may be the fastest back in the South right now. They are loaded back there, but some positives for Wahai. There weren't a whole lot. None of them defensively, I would say, with 61 points hung on you in week 1. But offensively, they ran for 300 yards. Not bad in a brand new system, you know what I mean? So you can see the potential there, but ultimately not enough to get the job done. Change those helmets as well. Big games for both teams next week as Wahai visits Decatur. If they can't get a win there, they are in deep trouble, and Cambridge also travels to North Carolina.
And we're going to see some Indians here.
Yeah, it's a smooth segue to next week when we have our fashion debut segment, so that'll be a pretty nice one for that as well.
That's not happening. I promise you all at home, I'm not letting that happen. These two
are
not fashion experts. All right, back to football. Easton opened up their season last night hosting North Carolina. And for the Warriors, Mason Ledford. Let's start it off. He absolutely did. He drops back and finds T.J. Nixon. He splits a couple defenders right here and takes it in for the score, and the Warriors have the early lead. And hey, you know what, guys? If it's not broken, don't fix it. Ledford back to pass again, and again finds Nixon, who takes another one in for the score. The Warriors built a quick lead, but the Bulldogs would eventually find their footing. Tate Potts bounces this one to the outside, turns the wheels on, and dives on into the end zone for the score, and North Carolina was on the board. Now, David Bailey Jr. did the rest from there as he scored 5 times for the Bulldogs. Pretty good night as they came back to take an absolute thriller, guys. 49-48 the final. How about that?
It's not bad.
No, I would say it's pretty solid. Pretty good comeback. They were leading 15. Easton was leading 15-7 at the half. And their defense just looked so formidable in the first half. They allowed no holes. The Bulldogs just couldn't move the ball. They were dominant to start the game, but hey, David Bailey Jr., he said, I'm going to have a night. And that is what he did. 5 touchdowns, 4 of them coming from the run. This kid is just going to make a huge impact for the Bulldogs this season. Yeah, I mean, you told me about him in the preseason.
It's not going to be the only time he drops 5 touchdowns on somebody. I'm going to be honest with you right now. He's going to do that a couple times this year. Ledford, though, impressive. 4 touchdowns. He threw for 375 yards. A kid that Easton kept under the wraps. Not many people knew about him coming in.
Saw a stat today. He threw 5 all of last year. Threw 4 yesterday.
No.
That's pretty good.
It's
a good showing to start off the year. Parkside also had a pretty good showing. They were playing Snow Hill, trying to get their season started off with a win last night against those Eagles and the Rams. Well, they came ready to go in this thing. They were already up big at this point, and they're going to go ahead and add to that lead. Niall Oji, one of the greatest football names around right here, gets it on the toss. Dustin for Prince. Nobody is touching him. In for the easy score right there, 45 yards later. Eagles looking to get an answer. Quarterback Dekai Wise calls his own number. Good yardage there up the left side. Good yardage in respect of how much yardage they had on the day. They would eventually be forced to punt, and it would lead to this. Dustin Richardson gets to the outside. Just all kinds of great blocking downfield. Nobody wants any part of that. He goes in for another score. Eagles looking to get an answer. Julius Need not having it. The Rams post a shutout, 49-0, your final.
Colonel Richardson at home hosting Kent Island, looking for the upset. Kent Island not having it. New quarterback Jordan Marciano going to throw one out to Sean Mooney. I'd say he's one of the best wideouts in the conference. He's showing the Colonels a couple shakes, and he is in from 12 yards out. Bucks looking for a little bit more, but Colonel's defense, they did not play bad, played a very good first half. John Carter here getting into the backfield and getting a sack. Colonel D would force some turnovers and some punts, but when they did force punts, things like this would happen. The ball is going to be up in the air and it's going to get away from the return man. Cameron Bowie is going to be the guy that rolls on top of it as Kent Island rolls in the second half to a 40-14 win.
All right, Washington was looking to get their season started with a win as they squared off against Bennett at home, and nothing like a dub to start the season, right, guys? But the Clippers, they would strike first. DeAndre Carter slashes through the middle, takes that one in from 20 yards out. Then the Jags looking to answer some pressure on their quarterback, leads to the ball going up for grabs. Andian Hoisington picks it off and houses it to make it 14-0, then Washington fighting their way back. Anthony Snyder back to pass, and he finds Tyler Powson, who makes a man miss and takes off for the 45-yard score. But the D turned it up from there. Hastings and Chase Owens team up for the big sack there. The Clippers get the win, 27-19.
And that left just one of our teams left, and that would be Stephen Decatur. They hit the road to take on Bow Manor, and the Seahawks, well, that is a long trip and a lot to ask from everything they've gone on with this offseason. Came up just short 20-13. Had a chance late to tie it up. Could not find the end zone to get it done, though. They ended up dropping that thing, like I said. So start of what looks like it could be a bit of a tough year for them.
They got a shot. They got my Indians next week.
Hey,
I'm not ashamed to say that. All right, guys, we're just getting warmed up here. When we come back, I am unveiling my power rankings, and these guys will come up with an attempt to clown me for being right. Keep it right here.
Jimmy Atkins from Delmar. I'm a senior quarterback, MPO only. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insiders.